please. Greg Barnes, as soon as he sits down, you are first, Greg.
Let me move this here.
Greg Barnes, go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Hey, Hubert. Impressive performance tonight by both Dawson Garcia and Brady Manek. What do you like about their skill sets and how they fit into the scheme you're wanting to run?
I just love their versatility. You know, these are the type of bigs that I've always liked to coach, and their ability on both ends of the floor to be able to do a number of different things. You know, from an offensive standpoint, they're big guys that can obviously shoot the ball from the outside, but they can also score around the basket, and we're able to see them be able to score effectively in the paint and also shoot the ball from the outside. They're both outstanding passers. And then you go on to the defensive end, I feel 100% comfortable with switching all ball screens and pick and rolls because they can guard guards out on the perimeter. And so I'm glad that those two are on our team. They had a great game, and I look for big things for them this season.
Thanks.
Michael Coe.
Hey, Coach, with the player rotation, was there any particular reason why Harris and Styles and Dunn didn't check in until later in the second half?
Well, I just wanted to give, there was no particular reason other than give some other guys that have had experience a little earlier look. You know, one of the things that I, love about DeMarco and also Dontrez is they're going to be great players here at Carolina. I love their work ethic. They're always one of the first guys to get into the gym. They're one of the last guys to leave practice, and they have so much talent on both ends of the floor. These guys are going to help us, and I've told them individually that you're going to play. And in order for us to be the team that we need to be, we have to have Dontrez and we have to have DeMarco out there on the floor, and they're going to get opportunities this year to be able to show everything that they can do.
Thank you.
Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, when Brady came in, he had a huge reputation as a shooter, but we saw a lot of dirty, gritty stuff out of him tonight with some block shots, drew a charge, even drew another foul when a guy was trying to get position. Is that something he's consistently done for you? Is that what you expect from him every night?
Yeah, he's a smart player. He knows how to play the game. He's always in the right spots on both ends of the floor. He's not just a shooter, he's a basketball player, and I'm so glad that people are starting to see that and recognize that. You know, this is a guy that started 4 years at Oklahoma in the Big 12, so he has experience playing in big games against big players, and so putting him out on the floor and being able to be an impact in many different ways is something that's not surprising to me, and it's something that I expect every game.
Thank you.
Brendan Marks.
Hey, Hubert, you had mentioned a few times this offseason that you like the idea of playing with 2-point guards. Obviously, started out with both RJ and Caleb, but when they're in there separately, just individually, what are the different matchup challenges that you think they present, maybe when they're not playing alongside each other?
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Okay.
Here. Take my mask off. Hopefully that makes things a little bit easier.
That's okay. It was probably my fault. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just saying you have mentioned a few times this offseason that you like having the ability to have 2-point guards on the floor at the same time. Obviously started both RJ and Caleb, but when they're out there individually, not together, what do you like the different things that they can do with the offense and some of the ways they can initiate what you want to do?
Well, they're guards. You know, you can put them in a particular category and say that they're point guards, but I think the beauty for them is they're guards, and so they can make plays with the ball in their hands and without the ball. And one of the reasons that I like playing them together is because nobody can take you out of your offense. I love, for us to have multiple ball handlers, guys that can create for themselves and for their teammates, and so nobody can press us, nobody can surprise us because we got 2-point guards or 2 guards that have the ability to run a team. And I really felt like in the second half, both of them settled down individually, in the first half. And one of the things that a lot of people, and including myself, is, this is the first game that they've played in the Smith Center with so many fans. And there's a little bit of nervousness in that. And I think it took them to the second half for both of them individually to kind of settle down. I thought they played much better in the second half on both ends of the floor, and I'm really, really proud of them.
Thank you.
CL Brown.
Hi, Hubert. I'm kind of drawing a blank. I was trying to think of the last time a big man or man of Garcia's size at Carolina shot 3-pointers, and I was wondering if you can help me out on that. When's the last time Carolina's had a 6'11" 3-point shooter?
Well, Dawson, he's somebody that I've seen play since high school, and it was one of the reasons that I was really high on recruiting him out of Minnesota. When you're talking about from an offensive end, and as I said before, that these are the type of bigs that I like to coach. These are the type of bigs that I like to play, are versatile bigs that can do a number of things out there on the floor. And Dawson, he can really shoot the basketball, but he's also a gifted driver. He can finish in the lane. He's an outstanding passer. And something that people are going to really figure out about Dawson is I think he's the best defensive player as a big in the country. He can guard guards out on the perimeter. I've got no problem with him switching on everybody. And every time that he's defensively out there on the perimeter, I always tell the other guys, Dawson has him, Dawson has him. And I thought he played great tonight. But even Armando shot a three. And I was really happy for him. Over the summer, one of the things that I challenged him on is to be better out there on the perimeter. And so every week he shot 1,000 3-pointers. And I said, that's something that's going to help us, because that's going to give us the spacing and the balance and the movement that we need on the offensive end. But it also puts him in a position to reach all his dreams and goals, because that's where basketball is going. They want versatile bigs that can shoot from the outside. So I was really proud of Armando and Brady as well.
And how versatile defensively do you feel like you guys will be? I mean, are you comfortable letting everybody switch, like all five, or do you feel like you have those kind of defenders?
I do feel that way. There's a number of ways that we can get after defensively. Our staple, our foundation is our 22 defense. Tonight, that's basically what we did. There's a number of other ways that we can play defensively. We can play ball screens 3 or 4 different ways. We've got different types of traps and pressures. We didn't put that in tonight, but one of the things that's important to me is from a defensive standpoint, not let the offensive team get a steady diet of how we're going to play defensively. I like to change defenses throughout the game, and so as we start the year officially, you'll see more of us. Our foundation will be man defense, but we'll mix it up a little bit with traps and different types of defenses just to keep the offensive off guard.
Last 2 questions for Coach Davis.
All right, we're going to go with 2 more here, and then Caleb Love is ready. Adam Smith, followed by Cooper Metz. No follow-ups, please. Thank you.
Hubert, hey, I'm not saying you should do this, but I was wondering if maybe you've had any sort of conversations with Leaky or Brady about possibly, the approach coming off the bench, since those guys have been used to starting, during their careers. Like, is that any sort of thing you've talked to them about how to approach it, coming in?
No, I haven't, because my lineup has not been set. Just because they came off the bench today doesn't mean they're going to come off the bench on Tuesday or next Friday. I told them before that, this is a game and we're approaching it as a game. But I also told them that it's an evaluation period from the standpoint of we're trying different matchups and lineups and see what works best for us. One of the things is Dawson Garcia, when we scrimmaged against Florida, he got food poisoning, so he didn't even play. And so I wanted to put him in a situation so he can get out there and allow him to get a little bit of rhythm. And so I could see Brady starting. I can see Leaky starting. One of the great things about Leaky and Brady is they care about the right things. They don't care about starting. They just want to play, and they want to be in at the end of the game. And as well as they played today, they're going to play a lot, and they're going to be in at the end of the game.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Go ahead, Cooper. Last one.
Hi, Coach Davis. Talking about your starting backcourt, RJ Davis and Caleb Love. Real quick, what are some ways that, or what are some things you thought they did well, and what are some things you want them to improve upon as the season goes on?
I thought they were really good defensively, especially in the second half. I thought they did a really good job of keeping Elizabeth City's guards out of the middle and really did a great job on ball screens and just being able to contain and put up the hand and only give them contested shots, and which allowed us to get out in transition. I love us offensively when we're in transition. The ball is in Caleb and RJ's hands. They just make good decisions. Even the turnovers that they had in the second half, they were the right choice. It just happened to be turnovers. And I was so proud of them, and I felt like in the second half, that's when they really settled down. And as I mentioned before, you know, for one of the things that there's a major difference between freshman guards and sophomore guards, but also RJ and Caleb never played in front of a crowd like this at the Smith Center against another opponent. This is a first for them, and they're sophomores. And so I thought the first half there was some adjustment to that. In the second half, they really settled down, and they look like some of the best guards in the country.
Coach Davis, thank you.
Thanks, Coach Davis. Let's
And Armando, thank you.